What's happening, YouTube? And about that boxing, man. Today we're gonna talk about the deal that's in the works for the upcoming fight between Teofimo Lopez and Jermaine Ortiz. The fight is in the works. They're looking at a date of February 8th. I hope this goes through and we get to see that. That'd be a nice early in the year bout. I'm hoping Teo gets busier this year and gives us at least 3 fights. That's what I'm hoping for all the boxers. That's the head boxers, the head honchos. These guys need to be fighting 2 to 3 fights a year, easy. Just to do what they got to do. That's gonna be a whole nother conversation though. But let's just get back into this Teo versus Jermaine Ortiz. A lot of people, I've been hopping around the net and just catching the vibe of how people feel about this fight, and a lot of people feel like Teo is cherry picking by choosing Jermaine Ortiz. I don't see it, bro. I don't see it. On paper, this match actually looks really good, and I've watched Jermaine Ortiz. He's a well-rounded fighter. He could pressure you. He could box you. He could brawl. He's pretty well-rounded for a 27-year-old fighter. And speaking of age, Teo's 26, he's 27. The age is about the same. I know Teo, and I'm coming off the head with a lot of this, y'all, but I know Teo has like 20 bouts, and I believe Ortiz has like 19. Teo has like 112 or 13 rounds, and I believe Jermaine Ortiz has like 109. The KO percentage is in Teo's favor for sure. Teo got a 68% knockout ratio. Jermaine Ortiz, I believe, has about a 47% knockout ratio. And then as far as the reaches are very similar. Just everything about this fight is good. Their records are very similar. 17-1-1 for Ortiz and 19-1-0 for Teo. Teo just got the 140 belt from Josh Taylor. They both fought Lomo. Teo definitively beat Lomo in a major way, whereas Jermaine Ortiz went the distance and lost a fight that many believe he won. And I watched the fight 3 times. I'm gonna be honest, I thought it should have been a draw if Jermaine Ortiz didn't get the fight. I'm not a fan of, and I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan like in a mean way, but they haven't, like Lomo, I'm not a Lomo fan. I'm not a Jermaine Ortiz fan, so I'm really an outsider looking in. Jermaine Ortiz, to me, still, wet under the ears. I like the way he's moving, but you know what I'm saying? I just need a little bit more exposure to Jermaine Ortiz to become, hey, I'm a fan of Jermaine Ortiz, but he's got my eye open with the Lomo fight. I just never been a Lomo fan. Sorry if you're a Lomo fan. That's you. I'm a guy that believes that a guy needs to put in some work and needs to do some show improving before I'm gonna be like a quote fan. He was hyped up because he won a title early in his career, and then I think that's the shadow that's on Teofimo Lopez as well. I think Teofimo tries to ride the fact that he whooped Lomachenko pretty much definitively and better than anybody else. Even Devin didn't beat him as bad as Teofimo did, even though Devin definitively beat him. People try to say that fight was close, but I watched that fight. I'm telling you, I watched fights at least 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Before I start running my mouth about the fight. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not talking about no highlights. That's gonna be another topic I'm gonna bring up. But also, it's not highlights. I watched the whole fight. You feel me? So Teo and to me, Teo and Jermaine Ortiz is a very good fight. I see Teo winning this fight, and I'm not sure if Teo will get the knockout on Ortiz. I'm not sure he'll get the knockout, but I know it's gonna be a very good fight. If Teo does get a knockout, I don't think he's gonna have to really catch this dude slipping. And also, I think it'll be later in the fight. Also, it could, like I said, I don't think it's a 50-50 fight. I think Teo really should have the advantage in the fight, but I'm not taking nothing from Ortiz. Like literally, Ortiz has a serious chance to win this fight. He do got a chance to win this fight. He's not like out the game. He's very gamey, and like I said, he does not lay down. He don't come to lay down. He's gonna fight. He's gonna try to figure you out, and then he's gonna use the techniques that he thinks he needs to use. He adjusts pretty decent. He's not bad at adjusting, but like I said, I just think Teo is more special than Teo think he is, and I think he got doubt from the Kambosos thing, but if he really, you know what I'm saying, had the air thing going on in his chest and all that, then his confidence should be back, you know what I'm saying. Now if he knows that's what did it, because before then he was the cockiest, most, you know what I'm saying, confident looking fighter that would never ask the question, you think I still got it, you know what I mean. So, you know, I'm not even gonna front, I was a Teo fan. I was very happy when he took out Lomachenko. I'm serious, I was very, very happy. But on the same run, when Kambosos whooped him and he made excuses and said everything but gave this guy his praises for, man, he just caught me on a bad night or something like that. That's all he had to really say, man. You know, he just caught me on a bad night. I'm not myself. I'm not feeling myself and all that. So, you know, as far as the air in his chest, I don't know how that affected anything, because the way he was woofing and huffing after the fight didn't seem like he had nothing wrong with him. I mean, it's not that you can't have something wrong with you and find out later, that's for sure. But I don't know how much of a factor that really was on the fight. I'm being honest. I like to give credit where it's due, and I watched that fight several times, and Kambosos just did what he had to do, and Teo was having an off night. That's what it just looked like to me. He was having an off night. Air in the chest or not, he was having an off night. But, you know, I'm glad he's well. Man, when he got the 140 title, I'm like, okay, Teo trying, I mean, that wasn't the real Josh Taylor, but still, all in all, Teo whooped him, and Josh didn't give excuses. So, you know, I was glad to see him moving again. And now that Dev's at 140, he got a strap. And then you got your boy who got gifted the strap, Rolando Romero. And then Sabril Matias, he has a strap. And then Teo's the man with 2 straps. So he's the man in the weight division right now. A lot of people are like, well, Teo won that belt, he should instantly start chasing the other belts. And that's not realistic. Y'all know that's not realistic. Go back and watch boxing. That's just not realistic. Most fighters, I mean, especially if you're new to the weight class, if you go and you get the title right off the bat, you're going to defend a little bit. And that's what Teo need to do. He need to defend this. That's why I'm saying that this Jermaine Ortiz fight is perfect, because he's at the point where he needs to start defending. You know what I'm saying? And then get himself established in that weight class, make his mark in that weight class, and then, you know, or if one of the other champs come to him, now, okay, I'm gonna take this fight. He should chase the championships eventually, but he definitely should at least get 1 or 2. I would say at least 1 or 2 fights in, 2 really, in the division. I feel the same way about Dev. Dev need to fight, you know, some good guys that's not coming off no losses, that's established in that division, that's the highest ranking guys in that division that don't have a title. So these are who these guys should be fighting first, is these contenders. You know what I mean? Fight a couple contenders and get yourself, you know, recognized in the division, established, you know what I'm saying? Solidified, plant your flag in the division, and then you go get the other titles. Go back and watch boxing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that be commenting these channels been watching boxing since COVID. Some people been watching boxing since maybe 5 years, 10 years. Man, I've been watching boxing for let's put it like this, y'all. I've been watching boxing for way longer than that. And plus, I love my history on boxing, so I go back even to when they had them thin, remember the real thin gloves they used to wear? They was like probably like 2-ounce gloves. Like literally it was like just a leather with a little tiny something in it to just give you a little protection. Like a guy was basically almost bare knuckling your ass back then. So I've been watching boxing, and I've watched those bouts. Like I enjoy watching all the bouts, the Jack Johnsons and just everybody all the way up. You know what I'm saying? Whoever, Rocky Marciano's, like whoever. So I'm a fan of, you know, not rushing the fighter. Y'all, these days people want to rush fighters. They want Teo to just get a title. Now he's just supposed to go get all the other titles, and it's like, yeah, he is going to attempt to go get the other titles, but it may not be under the same circumstances. You got to weigh your options. Just like, okay, you see Teo and Devin, I don't know if they ever gonna fight. I don't believe Teo wants that fight. So Devin will probably end up having to be the one to collect the other straps. and try to corner Teo. That's how I'm seeing it, that he's gonna have to go to Rolly, because Teo's not gonna fight Rolly. I don't see that, because they be hanging out. So I don't see Teo fighting Rolly at all. I just don't see it happening. And then I mean, if it does, I'm like, wow, but I don't see it happening. And then as far as Matias, Rolly's not finna fight no Matias. Rolly don't want to fight Devin. It's not, those two fights are not gonna happen. I just don't see it. I mean, he did take the Tank Davis fight. But he was working in the gym with Tank. Maybe he thought he saw something that he felt like he could take Tank some type of way. I don't see him being like that with Devin though. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. Like, he says stuff like, I don't care, or he don't give a damn who wins that fight. Those fighters are meaningless. He'll say everything about Devin, but yeah, I will knock Devin Haney out. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that he wants that smoke. He's not gonna fight no real fighter like Matias, because he got gifted his belt by an old man that actually beat the smoke off of him. That old man beat him like he was his daddy, and they still gave that belt to Rolly. I don't know why. I guess because this guy was so old. They like, literally, how long is he gonna really hold on to this title? He probably ain't social media friendly. There's probably a lot of decisions that went into them robbing that man like that, when they should have gave him that title at the prime of, you know, he at the ladder of his career, and they should have gave him that. He should have been able to go out on that shield like that and go out with a blaze, you know what I mean, and be a champ. So I feel like the boxing organizations be on trash sometimes, and judges be on trash, because judges be, you know, let's just be real, guys. A lot of these judges are favored to people because they do favors for each other. It's not necessarily that they're getting paid, it's that people do favors for each other in businesses like this. So, you know, Rolly got granted a belt he shouldn't even have got. So I don't see Teo fighting him, and Teo's not gonna fight Matias. They said he sent him an offer, but I just want to know if they knew if his hand was broken already before they sent the offer, knowing that this dude was not going to be prepared to be able to fight. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a broken hand. So I don't know, you know, and those are the things, those are the little tricky things that guys do in this business that y'all don't be seeing. And you just be like, oh, well, Teo sent him the contract. But under what circumstances, you know, did he know? And I'm not saying that Teo did know. I'm just saying these are the types of things that do happen in boxing that we don't see, or that we don't know, or that we don't pay attention to. That these guys know each other. The word gets around. They're in a circle. The boxing game is a circle. They all know what each other's doing. They all see each other spar. They know many of them have sparred each other coming up. So they know of each other. They know each other's strongnesses, weaknesses. There's a lot going on in boxing that people just don't talk about. You know what I'm saying? But people want to talk about pay-per-view numbers, which I don't give a damn about. I don't care how much the pay-per-view numbers is. I want to see the fights. I don't care about that. I don't. I know that's part of how they make the fights, but I don't care about that in the end, who's making the most money off their pay-per-view. I don't care. I care who's the champ, who's moving a certain way. And like I said, Teo, by him getting the 140, getting that strap from Josh Taylor and starting to move around again, you know what I mean? He's opening my eyes back to the takeover game. So, you know, I'm gonna be looking out for it. I'm not giving him a pass yet completely, because like I said, the way he did the Cambosis thing and all that was kind of fraudulent, and he still hasn't fought guys I think he should have been fought at 135, like Tank, like Dev, or whoever, you know what I mean? So that's the reason that that Teo's on my, like, okay, he's on my B list. Like, he was one of them dudes I'm rocking with, but he knocked himself down to BC level with me as far as who I'm rocking with. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I much big ups to Teo, man. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, this fight gets made. We get to watch this fight on February 8th as they're trying to schedule it. Like I said, there's still negotiations. For anybody thinking this is a cherry pick, like I said, I've been hearing a lot of people around the net saying, oh, Teo cherry picking, he's avoiding Devin again and all this. This is the stuff people like to say because they like to rush the game. And like I said, once again, I don't think Teo should be going right after no belt right now. Establish himself in that lane. Get him a lane at 140. He already the man at 140. He got 2 belts. So he's the man at 140 right now. All right, so I think the division to be unified, but it's gonna probably be a couple years, especially the way a lot of these guys fight. Like I said, if these guys pick up the pace and fight maybe 3 times a year, man, we would have a whole different boxing game right now if these guys was all fighting that many times a year, because they have to clean shop. Because right now, one thing that I do have to say, and I know why people are trying to say that Teo's cherry picking with this bout, is because at Top Rank right now, they're really recycling the talent. You know what I mean? They're recycling the same guys over and over again. You know, Top Rank doesn't have any new talent that they're trying to put no work into. I think they lost so much money during, you know, the pandemic and all that. I think they lost so much money that they just was like, we want to keep you. We don't want to invest in nobody new till we get what we, you know, paid out in some of these older guys. Like, you know, Bob Arum saying that Terrence Crawford never made the money he was actually, you know what I'm saying, Bob never made the money, you know, that Terrence was actually worth, because Terrence is not marketable, and he still says that about him. You know what I mean? So and that's a whole nother topic too, but it goes with this topic. You know what I mean? That, you know, Teo was mad at Top Rank because he felt like they was basically investing too much time into black fighters. The truth of the matter is, bro, you got to fight the right people. If you want to get a certain type of treatment, you got to make those super fights. And unfortunately, in this business, when it's a Hispanic guy against a black guy, it draws a big revenue. It draws a big revenue. Even though I don't think Ryan Garcia deserves a shot at Devin Haney. This is just me personally. I don't think he deserves a shot at Devin Haney. They keep holding him at the top because he's Golden Boy. He was Golden Boy's Golden Boy. And they keep trying to hold him at the top, you know what I mean? And make him like he's part of this 3 kings, 4 kings, 5 kings. They be adding kings to the kings list and all this, but they be still trying to be having Ryan Garcia, you know what I'm saying, on there. Now, what I will say is that the last fight Ryan fought, there's no way that he's gonna do nothing with Devin. If Devin, he coming off a win though, so Devin, in my opinion, Devin should take this fight and get that cash. It'll probably be his biggest. It'll probably be his biggest payday. I'm thinking that'll probably be his biggest payday. Being real, up to date, that'll be his biggest payday. So, you know, that's another fight that could be happening. You know what I mean? It just depends. You know what I mean? Because right now, if you really look at Ryan Garcia, he's in a position to actually make some real fights happen. Like, to his resume is still gonna be nice, and he already lost his O, so he doesn't have that restriction. So what's another loss at this point? You see what I mean? So that's why he's willing. I mean, he may be talking, but I don't think he's woofing no more, because like I said, he lost that O to Tank, and so now I think he probably will fight these other guys now and just, you know, get those checks. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think Teo is cherry picking? Like, to me, I don't think he's cherry picking. I think this is gonna be a good fight. It looks like that on paper. I got Teo winning the fight, possibly ending it in the late rounds, possibly ending it, because he has the power to do so. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm gonna stick to. I definitely got Teo winning the fight, but I think it's gonna be a better fight than people think it is. It's gonna be better than the Josh Taylor fight for sure. I believe it's gonna be a better fight than the Josh Taylor fight. So y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, subscribe, man, support. Hit the Cash App, support. I'm gonna be doing live soon enough, man. I just gotta get everything scheduled because I got, you know, other business endeavors that I'm in too. But I just had to dedicate myself to doing this a little bit, man, because I've been watching how some of these people out here push the narratives and stuff, and I'm really here to just try to give y'all some clean, you know, opinions and mixed with facts. You know what I mean? And y'all welcome to give y'all opinions too. There's nothing wrong with it. Just be respectful, respect the game, respect my channel, and respect my opinion just like I respect your opinion. All right? Amp about that boxing.